Do Americans really have one bin that's just for everything that can possibly be recycled? In North America, recycling is usually the responsibility of the local municipal government, so how things are handled varies widely from city to city. Yes, it's called single-stream recycling. They all go in the same bin, in the same truck, into the same plant with giant machines that sort items by type to be bundled and sold to the companies that do the recycling. There is some human intervention needed, but it's mostly picking out non-recyclable items. Turns out it's much easier to build the machines than to get hundreds of thousands of people to sort things properly. I'm from the UK, but we only have one recycling bin. Paper, glass, tins, etc. all go in there. Whether they actually get sorted or not, I don't know. We used to have smaller, different colored bins for each material. It changed a while ago. Not sure why. 70% of the US doesn't have any recycling at all. In most of the country that does, there is only one bin and recycling is sorted at a sorting center. A lot of recycling centers sort it, so it can all get tossed in one bin. Other areas require it to be somewhat sorted. In my experience, there are usually at least two, with glass going into one and everything else going in the other. But it really does depend on the specific garbage company and the method they use to sort and process recycling, and where they send that recycling to be dealt with. Recycling in the US is pretty crazy and complicated, and the system might be entirely different in two neighboring cities. In my town there is one bin for recycling, and the truck driver that comes by to pick it up says it goes straight to the landfill. Canadian here, and for us it depends on the area. In Toronto, we have 3 disposal types: garbage, recycling, and compost. In smaller towns, they might have a different 3: garbage, fiber paper recycling, and container cans glass recycling. Mid-sized towns might have 4: garbage, fiber recycling, container recycling, and compost. Yes, because it all ends up in the landfill together anyways. We're allowed to put glass, paper, cardboard, and plastic all in one bin. My neighbor works for Recology, and he told me 99% of the stuff in the blue recycle cans ends up in the landfill with the trash in the gray cans. The yard waste in the green cans does get recycled at almost 100%. Yes, and it's questionable as to how much actually gets recycled, especially plastic. My town does, yes. Glass, paper, and plastic go in at the same bin, but there are strict rules on what types of each. It depends on location. Some places don't have curbside recycling at all. If you want to recycle, you have to separate it yourself and take it to specific locations with giant recycling dumpsters. Some places offer curbside recycling included in the trash service. Some offer curbside with the trash, but it's an extra fee. Some curbside recycling services make you separate things, and some let you put it all in one big bin. Our current service lets us put most recyclables in the bin, but glass has to be separated and taken to the recycling center to be put into the big recycling dumpster. They also have a place for green waste at the recycling center that you can dump limbs and such to be turned into mulch. It depends. It's called single-stream recycling, where the recycling plant that receives the recyclables from the person garbage service does the sorting. It depends on the city, state, county. Here we have single-stream recycling, the idea being that any recycling is better than no recycling at all. How useful it is to the recycling effort, I'm not sure. In Maryland they are very particular. You go to the recycling yard, and there are a ton of bins for very specific things. No. 2 plastics, green glass, brown glass, paper, etc. Yeah, it's called wish cycling, as in you wish it was recyclable, so you throw it in practice. With single-stream recycling, metals are recycled, glass is turned into aggregate for landfill and road construction, and that's about it. Cardboard and paper ends up being contaminated by waste from dirty cans and bottles, and the vast majority of plastic is only good as fuel for waste-to-energy plants if it doesn't end up in a dump. Yes, we have one bin for garbage and one bin for recycling. City workers separate the recyclables. Depends on the company used. Right now, I live in a town. A bin for waste, all recycle, and yard waste, leaves, grass clippings, small branches, etc. The recycling system isn't taking glass at the moment, and only 1 and 2 plastics in addition to non-glossy paper. They used to take glass, but some issue with China made glass too expensive to them to sort and sell. I used to live in a town that had a bin just for paper and a bin for glass, plastics, and cardboard. But recycling isn't the same everywhere. The town where I grew up, they have to buy stickers at the grocery store for $1.50 each to stick on waste. They have limited recycles in a small bin for glass, most plastics, and paper. Another town where a cousin lives has no recycling at all. It's very small and rural. When I lived in CA in the 90s, we used to separate paper products from glass, but they don't do that anymore. It all goes into one bin and is sorted at the recycling center. I live in another state now and it's the same, one bin. A lot of my neighbors don't even bother and just throw it all in the trash. It's sad.